guys, welcome back to my channel. Dr. Austin Chang here. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about mobile health apps related to weight loss to help you on your weight loss journey. And I'm really excited to be doing this video today because I was actually recently invited to give a talk specifically on this subject in Miami at a conference, and it was really well received. Plus, I had a lot of fun putting this together and learning about this myself because obviously a lot of people are using apps for all sorts of reasons these days, and weight loss is no exception. So I had a lot of fun looking through the internet for you so you don't have to. I'm going to be sharing all of that with you today. So if you're interested, please keep watching. Now before we get started, please don't forget to subscribe by clicking the red subscribe button below, and let me know in the comments section if you've used any mobile health apps in your weight loss journey and what's worked for you and what your thoughts are. Please sound off below. So before we get started on the specific apps themselves, I just want to go over the general landscape of mobile health apps and weight loss. So a study in the International Journal of Obesity in 2016 actually showed that there were over 100,000 mobile health apps, of which over 28,000 were weight management related, and this was coming from the 5 top app stores at the time. Now, the study mentioned that there were about a third that were related to physical activity, a third related to diet, and a third related to monitoring of calories and other types of monitoring like sleep monitoring as well. One key statistic that I want to mention from this study was that only 0.05% of these apps, only 17 of the 28,000 apps out there, actually had professional input. So that's a major thing to keep in mind. And a quick note from the FDA, the last I read from 2015, the FDA only regulates certain types of mobile health apps that are directly linked to medical devices such as stethoscopes, blood pressure cuffs, insulin pumps, things of that nature, and not necessarily these other health apps that are tracking your fitness, tracking your food intake, etc. So another thing to keep in mind when thinking about the vetting process of these apps and how they're actually being evaluated. So in other words, there are no standards, no best practices, and a high risk of inaccuracies with these mobile health apps, but I think a lot of people still find benefit in these apps. So if you'd like to judge for yourself, please keep watching. Just a quick note before we do anything else, nothing in this video is being sponsored. This is purely from looking through the internet myself and what I found. Now, there have been some studies out there comparing the use of an app versus not using an app and how that compares with regards to weight loss outcomes. And there was one study from the Obesity Research and Clinical Practice Journal earlier this year, in both at the 1-year mark and at the 2-year mark as well. There was another study, however, also from this year, 2019, that looked at 20 different studies related to mobile health apps and weight loss, that there was a significant benefit at the 6-month mark, but not at the 12-month mark. So the authors of this study actually said that, there might be a short-term benefit, but long-term, maybe not. So clearly there are some differing opinions out there about how well these mobile health apps work. Now, there are other studies out there, I'm not going to get into them. Let's go straight to the apps themselves. Now, categorizing things was very difficult because there's a lot of overlap in the functionality of these apps, and these 8 categories include calorie and fitness tracking apps, food education apps, food suggestion apps, fitness tracking apps specifically, apps that are geared more towards professional guidance, diet-specific apps, weight tracking apps, and community and image sharing apps as well. So the first group of apps are the calorie and fitness tracking apps, which is the broadest category out there, and there are a lot of very popular apps in this category, including Lose It, MyFitnessPal, also the Fitbit app, Noom, and other health apps as well. Now, many of these apps have common functions such as the ability to calculate your daily caloric requirement, food logging, barcode scanning for when you're going to the grocery store and you want to actually scan the barcode on some of these items that you're buying, progress tracking. Now, some of these apps have exclusive functions, like some can actually take pictures of your food and calculate how many calories are in it and what other nutritional facts are with your food directly. Also, vitamin and mineral logging, syncing with other apps, or also the ability to communicate in community forums and share your ideas. So let's go into these apps right now. So this is MyFitnessPal, and based off of my height and weight, that I should be taking in 1,700 calories a day. There is, looks like a news feed here where I might be able to read some stories, read some tips. I can see my progress, and there are different premium features like fitness gear, goals, challenges, things like that, reminders, recipes. Ooh, and it looks like you can even post your status, how much water you're drinking, the food you're taking, what exercises you're doing, and your weight for the day. So really interesting features in MyFitnessPal. I know this is a very popular app. Lose It is the other app in this category that I'm gonna go over. There are different sections for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. Also water, sleep, let's see, my day. This app calculates that my calorie budget is $17.90. And if I were to log what I'm eating, I'm sure it will tell me how I'm doing every day. It looks like it also has a news feed and different helpful tips. It breaks things down into nutrients. And let's see, what else do they have here? It has a section for my logging, okay. Social, looks like you can message friends. Within this group of apps are some apps that are bariatric procedure specific, including Baritastic, Bariatric Pal, or BaraCoach. And these apps are really helpful for patients who have undergone bariatric surgery or are preparing to undergo bariatric surgery, because they may have some pre and post surgery recommendations that are specific to this population, as well as the ability to link to your practice, to your doctor, so that there may be some communication there. Also support groups that are specific to this population, which may be really helpful. And also podcasts and other types of resources specific to people who have undergone bariatric surgery or are planning to undergo bariatric surgery. Or BaraCoach, just so you know, is the app specific for the intragastric balloon, which is an endoscopic procedure that I perform. Now the second category is food education apps. And the main app in this category is Food UK, which is one of my favorite apps, and I'll tell you why. Even though it has the barcode scanner that allows you to scan products in the supermarket, it also gives the product a grade in comparison to other products in the same categories. Alright, so as I mentioned, Food UK is one of my favorites. Now, this app is calculating 2130 calories. Got the food scanner, and I'm just gonna show you. Let's see if I can grab it. Okay, so I've got the food scanner right here. If it will actually scan this. Barcode, okay, so it's showing me that this Coffee Mate coffee creamer is a grade C. There are a lot of comments from other people on here, and the reason why it's a grade C is because it contains trans fats. It also contains controversial artificial colors. It's highly processed, okay. No surprises here. It also shows the nutrition facts. What's really great in my opinion is this alternative section. So remember, this product got a grade C, but it's showing me the A-, it's showing me the B+ in this category as well. So other options that potentially might be a little more healthy than this particular brand of coffee creamer. Now this app also has different recipes. Looks like I can favorite different trending recipes here. Again, another type of newsfeed blog that may be helpful for people who potentially want to read up on. So the third category is food suggestion apps, and the main app in this category that I was referring to is Healthy Out, and this is basically for those of you who enjoy eating out. Healthy Out can help you narrow down your choices if you are looking for a specific diet like keto, low carb, gluten-free. It can narrow down the choices for you and even tell you which restaurants provide those options and what those options are in those restaurants. So it'll say at a specific restaurant that there are 9 gluten-free options at this restaurant, 5 vegan options, etc., which is really helpful if you have certain dietary restrictions. Now the fourth category is fitness tracking apps specifically, and 2 of my favorite apps in this category are StepBet and Sweatcoin, because I think they're really innovative approaches to fitness tracking. StepBet actually allows you to place a bet and put money in to a pot with thousands of other people, and if you reach your own personal fitness goals, you can get your money back plus a chunk of the pot as well. Now, from what I've seen on YouTube and elsewhere, it usually comes down to a couple extra dollars if you do meet your fitness goals, but nonetheless, I think it's a great motivator to help you achieve and complete your fitness goals. The other app that I mentioned is Sweatcoin. There are certain rewards that are associated with Sweatcoin, so if you meet your fitness goals over time, you can rack up points and use those points to buy certain things. However long it takes you to get 20,000 Sweatcoins, that can give you a new iPhone, which is pretty cool. And so the way the app makes money, from what I understand, is that it runs ads, which allows it to provide some of these perks. Now, there were some studies looking at this, and yes, it seemed to reduce the amount of time that people were being sedentary. Now, back when Pokemon Go just came out and took over the world, now there were some studies looking at this, and yes, it seemed to reduce the amount of time that people were being sedentary. Now, there are other really cool apps out there like AllTrails that actually suggest hiking trails for you. Active, Studio, some of these other apps have audio-based workouts and other creative ways of keeping you active. Now, in the professional guidance category, there is Rise Up, Noom, and Orbera Coach as well. These are specific people on the other line of the app that are giving you person-to-person guidance, so that might be really helpful. Now, these might be helpful not only for the guidance they're giving, but also to keep you accountable with your progress. Now, the diet-specific apps out there, I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but some of them are specific to a certain diet, like the Whole30 diet, like the keto diet. I'm not endorsing any of these diets, but just to say that there are apps out there specific to those diets if that is the approach that you are taking. Now, weight tracking apps are also very helpful. There are plenty of scales out there that sync up to your mobile phone where it can track your progress over time. Now, the main app that I see time and time again recommended is Happy Scale. Now, Happy Scale allows you to track your weight, but it sort of smooths out the curve over time because you're gonna have ups and downs, and that's okay and that's normal, but it smooths things out for you so that, you know, just because you're going up one day and down one day, that you aren't too distracted by those little fluctuations. You can actually see that everything is going in the right direction. And lastly, community and image sharing apps. There are really fun apps out there like You8 or See How You Eat. These apps sort of are like the Instagram of weight loss. You take pictures of your food, it keeps you accountable, it shows up in other people's feeds, and you can also provide feedback about how you felt when you took these pictures of what you ate, like were you hungry, were you stressed out, things like that. So it can really help advise you on what the triggers are for your eating habits. In a sense, Instagram and YouTube also serves this function, so I can definitely not discount the importance of those more common, popular apps. So all in all, I think that these apps could be very helpful for people who are looking to lose weight. Again, keep in mind that not a lot of these apps are regulated and there is questionable effectiveness, at least based on the studies, but I know different people are looking for different things. Maybe you need help with your fitness tracking, maybe you need help with eating out better or choosing certain products when you're grocery shopping. So I think that maybe you'll find one of these apps helpful. Now, a final note, no matter what app you use, especially those on social media, on YouTube and Instagram, not all information is accurate, not all information is tested and evidence-based, so be sure to verify whether or not they are trained to talk about what they're talking about, whether or not they have the credentials to back up what they are saying, because you really should be getting your medical information from trusted sources. So that's it for today's video. Hopefully you can pause through some of the sections and look at the different apps that I've listed. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, leave me a thumbs up if you like this video, and follow me on all of my social channels. And of course, please stay healthy, and until the next video, bye guys.